Okay, Hare Krishna. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। कं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्। So March 3rd, 2023. So in preparation for Gaura Purnima on Monday here in Chicago and Tuesday in India, thought we'll discuss about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his tattva, his pastimes, his glories. So as I was sharing, there are so many verses in the scriptures. Although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a Channa avatar, so-called a Channa avatar, but there are verses in the revealed scriptures, even Srimad Bhagavatam, which describes about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Vishnu Sahasranama describes it. And as we will see the presentation, the PowerPoint presentation, one of these days, there are so many verses from the various Puranas, Narasingha Purana, Agni Purana, etc., Bhavishya Purana. They're discussing about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And as Srila Prabhupada has taught us, we just don't accept anyone and everyone as an incarnation of God or as an avatar, especially in Kali Yuga. That's quite rampant. But Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, that's our 3-point check. So, and from the Gaudiya Vaishnava perspective, the topmost pramana is Srimad Bhagavatam. Amongst the pramanas, the best is Shabda Pramana. And amongst the Shabda Pramana, the topmost is Srimad Bhagavatam. So we will read from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.34. So the 32 shloka is quite famous, which is 32. Krishna Varanam Tusha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yagnai Sankirtana Prayai Yajantihi Sumedasah. So this is 11.5.32, which is very often quoted, very famous, made by Srila Prabhupada and the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Otherwise, it would just be one more verse, a hidden jewel in the Bhagavatam, which nobody would know about. But thanks to the Gaudiya Vaishnava commentaries and Srimad Bhagavatam speakers, we know about this verse. Krishna Varanam Tusha Krishnam Sango Pangashtra Parshadam Yagnai Sankirtanai Prayair Yajantihi Sumedasaha. Yeah. And then today I want to speak about 34, which is a long purport in part, also because of that. A beautiful verse, 11.5.34. त्यक्त्वा सुदुष्ट्यज सुरेप्सितराज्यलक्ष्मीम् धर्मिष्ठ आर्यवचसा यदगादरण्यम् मायामृगं दैतेप्सित अन्वधावद् वन्दे महापुरुषते चरणारविन्दम् त्यक्त्वा सुदुष्ट्यज सुरेप्सितराज्यलक्ष्मीम् धर्मिष्ठ आर्यवचसा यदगादरण्यम् मायामृगं दैतेप्सितम् अन्वधावद् वन्दे महापुरुषते चरणारविन्दम्. Last time. त्यक्त्वा सुतुष्ट्यजत् सुरेप्सितराज्यलक्ष्मीम् धर्मिष्ठ आर्यवचसा यदगाढरण्यम् मायामृगं दैतेप्सितम् अन्वधावद् वन्दे महापुरुषते चरणारविन्दम्. Word to word translation. Tyaktva, abandoning. Sudustyaja, most difficult to give up. Sura Ipshita, anxiously desired by the demigods. Rajya Lakshmim, the goddess of fortune and her opulence. So Vishnu Priya, Lakshmi Priya, Vishnu Priya. Rajya Lakshmim, the goddess of fortune and her opulence. Dharmishtha, most perfectly fixed in religiousness. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Arya Vachasa, according to the words of a Brahmana who had cursed him to be deprived of all happiness of family life. Ooh, how did that happen? How did that happen? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was cursed. Okay. Yet he who Agat went Aranyam to the forest, taking to the renounced order of life. So Maya Amrikam. This sounds like Lord Ramachandra. Prabhupada will explain all that. Prabhupada 11.534. Maya Amrigam, the conditioned soul who is always searching out illusory enjoyment. Daitaya, out of sheer mercy. Ipshitam, his desired object. Anvadhavat, running after. One day I offer my homage. Mahapurusha, O Lord Mahaprabhu. Prabhupada is directly translated like that. Mahachitanya, Mahapurusha, Mahaprabhu, O Lord Mahaprabhu. Hey, to your Charanaravindam, lotus feet. Of course, in the translation, it is saying, O Mahapurusha. In the word to word, Mahapurusha is translated by the disciples of Srila Prabhupada as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. O Mahapurusha, I worship your lotus feet. You gave up the association of the goddess of fortune and all her opulence, which is most difficult to renounce and is hankered after by even the great demigods. Being the most faithful follower of the path of religion, you thus left for the forest in obedience to a Brahmana's curse. Out of sheer mercifulness, you chased after the fallen conditional souls who were always in pursuit of the false enjoyment of illusion. So Maya Mrigam is us, not Mother Sita running after the Maya Mrigam, the fear of illusion. But any Prabhupada is explain all that. Out of sheer mercifulness, you chased after the fallen conditioned souls who are always in pursuit of the false enjoyment of illusion, and at the same time engaged in searching out your own desired object, Lord Shyamasundar. Haribol. Anyway, you can imagine long and amazing purport. Oh my God. 5 pages. Okay, Srila Prabhupada and his disciples ki jai. According to the Vaishnava Acharyas, this important verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam is understood to describe Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Krishna, and also Lord Sri Ramachandra. Wow. All three. There you go. This verse appears within the discussion by the age Garabhajana of the Yuga avatars, or the different incarnations of the personality of Godhead to deliver the conditioned souls of each age. So briefly, Padmanath Prabhu might know more. I have not reached the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. But essentially, the Navayogendras, the sons of Rishabdev, right, Padmanath Prabhu?
Yeah, Rishabhadev, yes. 100 sons of Rishabh. Yeah.
And amongst the 100 sons of Rishabdev, 9 of them were the perfected souls, Navayogendras. And once upon a time, these Navayogendras, they come into the assembly of Maharaj Nimi, who is performing a sacrifice. And there are some beautiful verses which Padmana Prabhu, I think, quoted in Vyasa Puja offering this time, or the meaning of Vyasa Puja, or something, right? Or the forward to the Vyasa Puja book gift. What is that? Vaikuntha Priyadarshana. Is that in this chapter?
Yeah. Yeah, Durlabha Manashadev. Yeah.
Go ahead, quote that.
That's a word about the spiritual master. It says Durlabho Manusho Deho Dehinam Kshanabhanguraha Tatrapi Durlabham Manye Vaikuntha Priyadarsanam. Vaikuntha Priya means divorce, pure devotee, love, very dear to Lord Vishnu. That is Vaikuntha Priya. So he says Durlabho Manusho Deho. It's very rare to get a human body, but even more rare than that is to find a spiritual master. Tatrapi Durlabham Manye. This body is Kshanabhangra, but finding a spiritual master, that is very, very great. Tatrapi Durlabham is very rare. Vaikuntha Priya Darsana, just to one who is very dear to Lord Vishnu. That's what it says.
So out of their own causeless mercy, these Vaishnavas, they're just traveling about. So these Navayogendras, they just make a landing in Maharaj Nimi's court. And Maharaj Nimi is asking them questions, various questions. And different sages are answering different questions. And it seems one of the sages is Garabhajana Muni. And Garabhajana Muni is telling about the Yuga avatars. So this section, this whole 11th canto, 5th chapter, before this verse 11.532 is Kali Yuga. Before Kali Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Treta Yuga, Satya Yuga incarnations are being talked about. Just a context for this verse. And then now Kali Yuga we are talking about. So that's a small detour. Yeah, this verse appears within the discussion by the sage Karabhajana of the Yuga avatars, or the different incarnations of the personality of Godhead who delivered the conditioned souls of each age. The prayers ending with the words Vande Mahapurusha Te Charanarvindam are understood to glorify the incarnations of Lord Krishna in Kali Yuga, known as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lived for 24 years in Navadvip as a householder and enjoyed immense popularity among both scholars and ordinary persons. His Sankirtan movement was completely supported by the local government, even though it was a Muslim. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had the pleasure of marrying the goddess of fortune, no ordinary woman of this material world. No matter how gorgeous she may be. Oh, sorry. Okay. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had the pleasure of marrying the goddess of fortune. No ordinary woman of the material world, no matter how gorgeous she may be, can in any way compare with the beautiful goddess of fortune. Everyone in the universe, including Lord Brahma, is searching after the goddess of fortune. Therefore, it is stated here, Surepshita. So Mahaprabhu had the world at his feet, as they say, the world at his fingertips. But, however, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna, is appearing as a Brahmana, and therefore he is certainly Dharmishtha. All these words have been described. Dharmishtha, or the most religious. Actually, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is always Dharmishtha. Whether he appears as a cowherd boy, a great king, or a Brahmana, because the Lord himself is the original source and personification of all religious principles. However, in the past times of Mahaprabhu, there are very few political or economic activities. Like that. You follow what Prabhupada is saying? However, in the past times of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there are very few political or economic activities. This whole Dwapara Yuga, when Krishna came, This whole Kauravas and Pandavas and so many political and economic activities. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't bother about all that. Just Sankirtan, that's it. However, in the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there are very few political or economic activities. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared as a great philosopher, Brahmana, and thus he is certainly Dharmishtha. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the 17th chapter of the Adilila, it is described, there you go, that a certain Brahmana was well known for being harsh and cursing others, not entered the Kirtan hall where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was performing Kirtana because the door was locked. Being very agitated and breaking his Brahmana's thread, he cursed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu the next day on the bank of the Ganges, saying, I shall now curse you, for your behavior has greatly aggrieved me. You shall be bereft of all material happiness. So this is actually described in Adilila also. Antilila Prabhupada is saying, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Oh, sorry, Adilila. Adilila. It is also described in Chaitanya Bhagavat and Chaitanya Mangala. So this Brahmana who was not allowed to enter into the Sankirtana cursed him. I shall now curse you, for your behavior has greatly aggrieved me. You shall be bereft of all material happiness. However, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt great jubilation with himself, like Maharaj Chitraketu being cursed by Parvati, or Narada Muni being cursed by Prajapati Daksha. Prajapati Daksha cursed him that because you have taken away all my sons, firstly my 10,000 sons, the Haryashvas, then the Shavalasvas, 1,000 more sons. So Prajapati Daksha was very upset. He cursed him that you can never live in a place for more than 3 days. He said, fantastic. Then Prabhupada says that same curse that Narada Muni received, the sannyasis also within the ISKCON movement, they also accept that curse. And they travel about everywhere. So anyway, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here was cursed by a Brahmana. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt great jubilation within himself, since his mission was Vairagya Vijana Nija Bhakti Yoga Shikshartam Ekah Purusha Purana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shariradhari Kripam Buddhir. What is that last line? Not the other. Kripam Buddhir. He's taking shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. Kripam Buddhir.
Yasya tamaham prapannam.
Yasya tamaham prapannam. So that's Chaitanya Bhagavat. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya composed that verse. And similar verse as this is also another verse is there. Kalau Nashtan. That this Kali Yuga takes away all good qualities. But Mahaprabhu appears. And the demigods even aspire to take birth in Kali Yuga because of this Sankirtana. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya composed a couple of verses. So this is one of them, Chaitanya. It is quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Chandrodaya Nataka of Kavi Karnapur, etc. It was composed by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So Mahaprabhu accepts the curse as a blessing, since his mission was Vairagya Vidya Bhakti Yoga, to give up the illusion of material sense gratification and staunchly engage 24 hours a day in the devotional service of the Lord. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took this curse as a blessing, and soon after, the Lord took sannyas. Thus, it is stated in this verse that by the words of the Aryan, it is the Brahmana Arya Vachasa, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas. Yat agad aranyam, he went traveling through the different forests of India on the way to Vrindavan and later South India. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted especially to preserve the prestige of the Brahmana class, and therefore he decided to keep the Brahmana's curse intact. So this Brahmana's word should not fail. Mahaprabhu accepted the curse. Of course, nobody can curse the Lord. He can reverse anything. Just like how apparently Lord Krishna was killed by an arrow. Well, just pastime. Now, further, long purport. Now, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is explaining this beautiful word Maya Mrigam. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explained the word Maya Mrigam as follows. Maya means one's so-called wife, children, and bank account, which keep one firmly bound up in the material bodily concept of life. The word Mrigam indicates Mrigayati, or to search out. Thus, Maya Mrigam indicates the conditioned living entity who's always frantically searching for the latest, up to the date, up to the minute, up to the minute sense gratification in the material bodily concept of society, friendship, and love. Okay, Maya Mrigam indicates the conditioned living entity who's always frantically searching for the latest, up to the minute sense gratification in the material bodily concept of society, friendship, and love. Anvadhavat indicates that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always visibly going here and there, running around, not for himself. Like the sannyasis, the Srila Prabhupada, he didn't come to he was not just touring the world. Okay, 14 times around the world for himself. Once a reporter was asking him, why are you, if you talk so much against material advancement, why are you traveling in the planes and flying about? Prabhupada said, what can I do? If I am on the bullock cart, I can't catch the people who are going by airplane, running around Maya Brigayati, running around here and there. So I have to be on the plane also. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is running after these fallen souls. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would sometimes embrace the conditioned souls on the pretext of religious friendship or ecstasy. Wow. But actually, the Lord was touching the bodies of the conditioned souls to pull them out of the ocean of material existence and hurl them into the ocean of ecstatic love of Godhead. Wow, what a purpose. Thus, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the most merciful and munificent incarnation of the Lord, whose mercy surpassed the bounds of mundane discrimination in the matter of caste, color, and creed. Okay, so far so good. We're just going to read, and nothing more needs to be said. The word Daitaya can be explained as follows. The Sanskrit word Daya means mercy. Thus, by grammatical derivation, the word used in this verse, Daitaya, it's not Daitaya. Daitaya means beloved. So here, Daitaya means merciful. Daitaya indicates that because of being the most merciful, Mama Aha Vadanyaya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was busily engaged in rescuing the fallen conditioned souls who are completely distracted and bewildered by the external energy of the Lord. The quality of being the most merciful is part and parcel. The quality of being the most merciful is part and parcel of the character of the Mahapurusha, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it's one of the qualities of the Lord. So now, as we have been discussing, so the different commentaries, different acharyas may render different meanings. So at the beginning of the purport, they've said, our Vaishnava acharyas explained that this verse could mean Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Ramachandra, and Lord Krishna. Especially this Maya Mrigam, this word Maya Mrigam is explained. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained so far. Now, Srila Jiva Goswami will explain something else. And then Srila Sridhara Swami will explain something else. That's that amazing. Now, this is nice. According to Srila Jiva Goswami, this verse also describes the incarnation of Lord Krishna himself in his original blackish form. This is far out. Thus, the word Surepshita Rajya Lakshmi indicates Sri Mathura Sampattim, or the opulence of Mathura. Mathura is described in Vedic literature as the reservoir of all opulence because of the touch of the Lord's lotus feet in that precinct. But Krishna, although taking birth in the opulent city of Mathura, transferred himself to the forest village of Vrindavan. Okay. So Krishna left Mathura, went to Vrindavan. Wow, Aranya. In this case, the word Arya Vachasa indicates the order of Lord Krishna's original parents, Vasudeva and Devaki. Okay, they told him, go to Vrindavan. In Srimad Bhagavatam, both Vasudeva and Devaki expressed their fear at the threat of Kamsa, who had already killed all of Krishna's elder brothers. The word Ari Vachasa thus indicate that with great love, they requested Krishna to kindly make some arrangement to avoid Kamsa. And Krishna, to obey the order, transferred himself to the forest village of Vrindavan, Yat Agad Aranyam. This nectar. Now, this is really nice. In this context, the words Maya Mrigam indicate the special exalted relationship between Srimati Radharani and Krishna. Maya also indicates the internal potency of Krishna, Yoga Maya. The original form of Krishna's internal potency is Srimati Radharani. Due to the inconceivable love of Srimati Radharani, Lord Krishna becomes easily controlled by her. Wow. Thus, Mrigam or animal in this case indicates Krida Mrigam or a toy animal. Just as a beautiful young girl may play with so many dolls or stuffed animals, similarly, Lord Krishna, wow, becomes just like a doll in the hands of the most beautiful young girl, Srimati Radharani. According to Srila Jiva Goswami, Srimati Radharani performed innumerable types of worship in order to bind Krishna more and more to her, because Srimati Radharani cannot live without Krishna. Thus, due to Srimati Radharani's Aradhana or worship, Krishna can never leave Vrindavan. He runs here and there in Vrindavan, protecting the cows, playing with his friends, and engaging in countless intrigues of love with Srimati Radharani and the gopis. Thus, the word Anvadhavat indicate Krishna's boyish activities. His running throughout the transcendental land of Vrindavan, tightly under the control of the love of Srimati Radharani. Wow. Should I read more? Srila Sridhara Swami has described how this verse also describes the incarnation of Lord Sri Ramachandra. Although the Lord is completely independent and detached from everything, he becomes attached to his pure devotees due to their love for him. In the great capital of Ayodhya, all of the citizens loved Ramachandra more than can be described. In this context, Arya Vachasa means the father, that by the order of his father, who was just like his guru, Ramachandra gave up everything and went to the forest. There he exhibited his great affection for Mother Sita and chased after Maya Mrigam, or the illusory deer that had been created with the trick of Ravana. That this golden deer was especially desired by Srimati Sita Devi is indicated by the word Daita Ya Ipshitam. And there's some more. Some 2 3 more paragraphs. All of the limbs of Lord's transcendental body are non-different and interchangeable, as stated in Brahma Samhita. Angani yashasa kalendriya vritti manti pashyanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti ananda chinmaya satujvala vigrahasya govindamadi purusham tamahum bhajami. All of the limbs, Angani of the Supreme Lord, are Sakalendriya Vrittimanti, or possessing all of the functions of all of the other limbs. Thus, the 2 lotus feet of the personality of Godhead are a plenary representation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and worshipping the Lord's lotus feet immediately places the worshipper in the ocean of transcendental bliss. There is no factual difference in spiritual quality between the incarnations of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Krishna, and Lord Sri Ramachandra. As stated in Vedic literatures, Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam. Therefore, there is no contradiction in the opinion of the Acharyas that this verse wonderfully glorifies 3 different manifestations of the one absolute truth. There you go. You can just speak this verse. There is all contradictions. Amazing. Therefore, there is no contradiction in the opinions of the Acharyas that this verse wonderfully glorifies 3 different manifestations of one absolute truth. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is undoubtedly the avatari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His transcendental attributes fulfill in every sense of the term the descriptions of the absolute truth as given in Vedic literatures. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the 3rd chapter of the Adi Leela, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and Srila Prabhupada have given elaborate explanations the transcendental status of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which the reader can refer to for further information. The Chaitanya Charitamrita, the 3rd chapter. Everyone should follow the example of the sage Karabhajana and worship the lotus feet of the Mahaprabhu, the Mahapurusha, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One should not rot on the platform of mental speculation and whimsical interpretation, but should actually revive his lost relationship with the absolute truth by surrendering to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Those who are worshipping Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are deriving wonderful spiritual results and are tasting the fruit of love of Krishna. Therefore, Vande Mahapurusha Te Charanarvindam, let us humbly bow down the lotus feet of the original personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the Mahapurusha glorified within Srimad Bhagavatam. Wow, wow, wow. And the final icing on the cake, the last paragraph. Namrata, read this purport 10 times. Corroborating the explanation of this verse, the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also worship him in his 6-armed form of Satpuja. 2 arms carry the water pot and danda of the sannyasi Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 2 arms carry the flute of Lord Krishna, and 2 arms carry the bow and arrow of Sri Ramachandra. This Sadbhuja form, Shadabhuja form, is the actual purport of this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Wow. Okay, Hare Krishna. So, crystal clear purport. Any discussion? What inspired you from this purport? Eleven 534. We have time. 7:45.
Here, Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept number messages.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, we say as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as you were mentioning, he's Mahavadanyaya. And he left everything, a beautiful wife and a loving mother and friends and everything. And took sannyas just to deliver. And he traveled all over into South India. And Lord Ramachandra also same way. The moment Dasharatha said, you have to go to the forest, immediately he accepted. And so it shows how merciful the Lord is towards living entities. And it only inspires or provokes thought, saying that how much effort we really, how quickly or how willingly we should be receiving that mercy by following the instructions of the scripture or Guru and Krishna, and just follow the instructions of Guru, because to find a Guru is very, very rare. That is, scriptures repeatedly they say that. And in this case also, first when the Navayogendras are, King Nimi is doing some sacrifice and all his priests and Brahmanas are there. And then Navayogendras descend from the sky like 1,000 suns, brilliant. And King Nimi immediately gets up and all the sages get up, and then King Nimi glorifies the Navayogendras. And that is where he says that verse, Durlabha Manusho Deho. Dehinam Shanabhangraha. This human life is very momentary. So, Tatrapi Durlabhamani. But then it's very more rare even to get this human body is to find Vaikuntha Priya Darshanam. Vaikuntha Priya means one who is very dear to Lord Vishnu, that is the Guru. So,
Vishnudutas, Vaishnavas, yeah.
Yeah. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the form of a devotee, he came, not as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And all his pastimes are so wonderful, really. And they're all so pure in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela. Every devotee is so unlike even in you'll find Bhagavatam or Mahabharata. So you find good and bad, but in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, they're all such elevated souls, all in prema stage only, and it's so pure,
Yeah,
fantastic.
I like it. Did you like that sentence, Professor? There is no political and economic activities.
Yeah, exactly. So even the king, who's a politician in a way, but
Prabhupada. Yeah.
yeah, Prabhupada is so pure. He says, I'll give up this whole kingdom if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't give me his mercy. So he's, yes, so,
Yeah.
and so they're so merciful. And Lord Ramachandra also, leaves everything, just goes to the forest. Just to, Ramachandra went to deliver all the sages in Dandakaranya. They were all waiting for him, actually. They were saying, oh Lord, we are waiting for you, and then we will leave. And they go wherever in Sargaloka or whatever. So Sabari is waiting for him.
And of course, Krishna is, he just does things for himself. So he's just running around in Vrindavan. So called.
Yeah, to deliver the gopis and gopas and everybody, the demons. So it's very beautiful. So it's very easy
Yes.
to relate how to the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he came in a human form. Lord Ramachandra came in a human form. So it's very easy to see their mercy. Absolutely.
Yeah. Guru Maharaj was, remember in one of the yatras, I think Ayodhya Yatra, yeah, he was talking about this Sadaishwarya Purna and all that. And especially these 3, 4 forms, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna, Ramachandra, and Narasingha.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the most, they have all the 64 qualities or whatever, the full manifestation of the opulences of the Lord are there. And especially these 3 human-like forms, Rama, Krishna, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yeah, they are most appealing, and the Narsingadev comes close. Of course, as Prabhupada writes in the purport, Angani Yasha Sakalendra Vittimanti, all the forms of the Lord are the same in one sense. But then there is Achintya Bheda Veda Tattva. Yeah, there is Avatari and Avatar, and yeah, most endearing, and yeah, forms are there. That is also there. So these forms, which are these 3 forms that are being described in this verse, Shadabhoja, yeah, especially, and their pastimes also, right? They all have childhood pastimes, youth pastimes. So they have the full spectrum of pastimes, birth. So it's all attractive, especially attractive. All these 3 avatars, all these three forms of the Lord. Thank you. What else? Who else? Should I call names or will somebody speak? Akhiladhar, you have to go perhaps soon. You want to share anything? Anandalila, Nidhi, Satya. Well, just even some appreciation, anything, whatever you like. Doesn't have to be like a heavy application or realization and all that. Just what did you like?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Guru Srila Prabhupada. Prabhu, all these readings make me realize how fortunate we are to understand the complicated topics in easily digestible, even though many things are still very hard to digest, but at least come to a platform of understanding the basics. And because I'm in part of different forums where these kind of topics are discussed, but only when such discussions come, I'm able to realize and increase my faith in what Prabhupada's teachings are, because it's so clear Whereas in the other places, like how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just came to give the Sankirtan, and freely chanting. And there are people who even think that praying for others is not the right thing to do, because they say, it's the karma of a person and they have to go through what they have to go through. So we should not,
Right.
we should not adopt or something, as though we have the powers to change things. But it's not praying for the strength of that person to go through what faces challenges.
Yes.
So see, when I face such,
Then why go to a doctor?
yeah,
Why should the doctors treat him? Let him die. It's his karma.
yeah.
It's nothing.
When I come across such discussions, I'm really able to see
Wow.
the importance and the purity and such clear teachings what we have.
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to spread the holy name, which is to be chanted freely. But here there is a group of people who says even doing group prayers is not good. So I was really appreciating, especially when Gaur Purnima is coming, we are all thinking about meditating on Lord Chaitanya. So this was really striking for me, Prabhu. So I just thought of sharing. Thank you.
Sir, thank you. I was just, when you read my mind, I was just going to say, even if nothing else, I mean, this purport is like, wow. And you said the same thing. Yeah, the purports. Yeah, if you just read the verse, what would we understand? Nothing, right? But thanks to the commentaries, and we are getting commentaries of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Jiva Goswami, Sridhar Swami, Srila Prabhupada disciples. Yeah, the parampara, the absence of parampara, as you're saying, people are just sort of, lost talking. Well, anyway, be careful in the forum. I don't know which forum are you talking about, but try to give them some mercy if you can. I think it's hard. It will be hard, but try to give it to them.
Yes, bro. It's my close college group of girls who are spiritually inclined. We read Gita together. So that's how it is.
That's a tough one. College friends meaning, hey, Anita, hey, you're Tishi, they'll brush you off. They'll most
But at
likely.
least,
Anyway,
a few of them take it. So I'm like, it's okay.
yeah, and
whoever.
of course you can chastise them also, right? They're friends, so you can chastise them separately. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether they take it or not, that's different.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes,
Thank you.
we are very fortunate. Exactly, as you're saying, we don't know how fortunate we are. Yeah, I mean, this thing has just somehow landed in our lap. We don't fully even fathom it, actually. Yeah, what has landed in our lap. Yeah, this pro was mentioning this Brahmanda Brahmite Kun Bhagyavan Shiv. Yeah, just the presence of a guru, in our life. People are lost. Definitely, people are lost in Kali Yuga. It's painful. Yeah. And so we should, we should preach. We should get the word out. I mean, so social media is there now. To use the same social media to so much. Yeah, otherwise they'll make movies and they'll spread all kinds of nonsense. So we need to get the word out. So all of you should have your own. You're all parampara. You should have your own YouTube channel and just speak like this. I mean, you don't have to have Maha editing and all that. Just go live. Take the blessings. Go live and speak from Bhagavad. It's very easy. Yeah, Satya. Whatever else you do, this is to be done. All of us, yeah, we may have other duties and all that, but this is our life. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Bhakti Siddhanta says, one who has life will give this message to others in some form or the other. But anyone else? Thank you, Anandila. See, that's why I ask you devotees to speak. It's nice to hear.
Hi Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances, all those who shall allow Academy for Maharaj. I was reflecting on what Mataji said as well, and I was hearing in one class that we are so fortunate that we are we are a part of ISKCON and we're learning about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he was just here 500 years back. It's not been like that long back, and I think it's just his mercy and Prabhupada's mercy that we're a part of ISKCON. We have ISKCON, that's Prabhupada's mercy, and then these wonderful scriptures in this amazing group that we get to realize how much mercy we're getting. Otherwise, for me, sometimes I feel that I'm getting so much mercy that I don't even realize that I'm getting mercy. I feel like, okay, this is like so normal. So I wanted to just express gratitude. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for this amazing reading. It really helps me.
You're welcome. Yeah. And you will send the verses to that you can meditate. Chaitanya Charitamrita, first canto, Adilila, the first chapter, first 30, 40 verses are so nice. But especially Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the first 6 verses you read about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Actually, verse 4, 5, and 6, to be more precise. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 4, 5, and 6. And then the Srimad Bhagavatam 11, 5, 32, 34. Then Chaitanya Bhagavat, 2 verses. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga, and then the following verse. Yeah.
So I was also appreciating Prabhu that the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he reached out to all the people everywhere. They didn't have to go searching for a guru. So he went there, and then I read, they say that when he passed through villages, the whole village would follow him, just to follow. And he has to tell them to, no, go back to your homes. Now I have to go. They were so attracted to him. And so he's so merciful that he went as a guru to all the people across the country. They didn't have to search for him. So that is his mercy.
And that's he's in the mood of Srimati Radharani. Yeah. So who is the greatest devotee? So it's a beautiful incarnation. It's a beautiful. That is the verse 5 actually. Chaitanya Charitamrita Lila, verse 5. Yeah, verse 5. Prabhupada says, 1 becomes 2 and then 2 becomes 1. Krishna expands himself. There's his pleasure potency, Srimati Radharani. So 1 becomes 2. But says a lecture like that, 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 1. And then those 2 again become 1 in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So just most amazing form of the Lord, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Most amazing form. My favorite form of the Lord. Yeah. Anything else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisance. Prabhu, I really like, yes, Prabhu. I really like this point when Lord Chaitanya, when he used to embrace people, conditioned souls, and immediately they used to turn into devotees. So these, basically this Vraj Bhakti is being distributed by Lord Chaitanya freely to everybody. And yes, Prabhu, this amorous love and golden avatar. So this condensed love is there, and even we can also feel we are so fortunate, like that, devotees like you have made these platforms. Maharaj has created these platforms where freely, this mercy is distributed, and we can feel it personally. Very amazing. Yes, and I like that Radharani also, that how Krishna cannot exit Vrindavan because of Radharani's love. Like he is always bound and he has to act according to Radharani's love. So to experience that love, he took this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's avatar. Yes. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, anyways, it's all far out actually. The internal reasons, external reasons, this, that. Yeah, amazing. Either way you look at it, even if you look at focus on the external reasons, it's amazing. Internal reasons, it's amazing. Yeah.
And Prabhu, the most important thing is like we can experience it, we can relish it. Like I still remember in the Puri Yatra, Yamuna Jivan Prabhu was telling in the gratitude session that he could see Lord Chaitanya face to face, like while chanting. So by Maharaj's mercy, like these things are really actually we can see and relish, and like all the reciprocations are also there. We are so fortunate. Thank you very much for your association.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Deities. Kanaka Manjari Mataji has been worshipping Gaur Nitai. Mahamani has been worshipping Gaur Nitai for a long time. Any realizations? Anything that you want to share? Akiladhar Prabhu is going to get deities soon. Satya. Sita and Hemang are going to get deities soon. Gaur Nitai. Okay, I think that's good. I called out everyone, mostly. Hare Krishna. Thank you.